Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and today we've got a pattern release. Woo! These are always fun ones to do. Okay guys, I was one of the testers for the newest Itch to Stitch pattern. This is the Fisterra top and dress. I think I'm saying that correctly. It is so cute. I was unfortunately not able to pattern test their last pattern, which were the Brampton shorts, I think, which were so cute. They had a paper bag, they do have a paper bag waist. Anyway, I was gonna, yeah, the timing did not work out well, just with life. So I wasn't able to do that test, but I was able to get in on this test, and I'm so glad that I was able to get in on this one. All right, so let's talk about this pattern. It's so cute. And to be honest, so before I did this test, I had just made the Itch to Stitch Seychelles top that has those really cool pleated sleeves that they're set in just a little bit. I very rarely can wear the neat sleeve trend that is everywhere right now because I go inverted triangle very easily. I'm kind of a rectangle with large boobs, which can make me go apple sometimes just because of the large boobs. But from the back, I can definitely go inverted triangle. I have a little bit wider back and then it goes into narrower hips. So I can look like a linebacker very easily if I have too much going on in my upper body. But I'm happy to report that this one is just like the Seychelles top and that the sleeves are set in just a little bit. So this, again, comes as a top or a dress. I've clearly made the dress version. Let's talk about the, comes in the full size range. I'll put the bust and hip measurements right here for the full range and all the cups, so A through double D. I normally make a size 8 with a D on all Itch to Stitch patterns. However, in the current climate of my life right now, I have put on some extra poundage and had to go up a little bit. So I actually did an 8 with the double D front, so the DD front, and I graded out to a 10 at the waist and then just left the 10 for the hips because it's kind of got an A-line swingy skirt. So I just left, you know, it's more annoying to then grade back down to an 8 for the hips. So I just left it at the 10 because that's where my weight goes, my midsection and my boobs. So, but I didn't really need anything extra. I needed the 8 still for my upper body. Anyway, so we've made this in a little bit of a different size. We'll talk about my adjustments that I made here in just a second. All right, so the pattern features this back that comes around to the front for the little yoke detail. The front gathers into the yoke here at the front. It has this beautiful V neckline, and then the bodice gathers into a waistband here, and then it's got a beautiful little A-line skirt. What is really cool about this pattern is that for the back, she has gone with shirring for the back waistband, which is this so flattering. I actually find shirring to be more flattering than just regular elastic because elastic can, depending on the width, can cut into the body and create lumps and bumps where I don't necessarily want lumps and bumps. So I'm usually not a fan of an elastic waist dress per se. I usually don't opt for the elastic if there's that option in a dress, just because of my body shape. Now my daughter would probably disagree and always want the elastic to cinch in her waist. That's not the case for me, but I find that the shirring, because it's a whole bunch of different lines of the elastic, it doesn't have that effect, and it just gathers things in beautifully and just looks really nice. So it's got the shirring in the back to cinch all of that in and to give you some wonderful shaping in the front. And then it's got this beautiful pleated sleeve, which I don't know if you can kind of see, maybe on the pictures. Can you see? I'm just dragging Lena all over the place. Can you see the beautiful like little pleats that are on each side of that sleeve? So it gives it kind of a 1940s flair a little bit. So this dress also has an option, or top, has an option for a pleated cuff that's also really beautiful. I just thought that would be lost in this fabric, so I didn't opt to do that version, but it makes the sleeve just a little bit longer if you like more of like an elbow length sleeve, and it's got a beautiful pleat that goes onto that cuff. So, yeah, it's a wonderful little option. As always, Itch to Stitch does basics with added flair really, really well, and I totally agree with this one. It's drafted beautifully as well. What's also great about this dress is that it's fully lined. I love when she does that. It just makes the hang of the dress is just so much better. I had this dress on at church on Sunday, and it just, like the swing of it, things lay better. I don't know. After every time I do a fully lined dress, I always think I should always do a fully lined dress because it does. It just hangs different and hangs better. And it feels more luxurious and more high-end to me, I guess. But it also takes twice the fabric, so you gotta kind of, you know, weigh that in as well. I'll show you the inside though here of this dress. So there's no closures on this dress because of the sheared waist in the back. The shirred waist in the back. Ugh. Excuse Lena and her undergarments here. We'll set her over there. So it's fully lined, and I chose for self-lining just because I had enough and it was easy. But if you wanted to go less expensive, so see, it's fully lined. There's where the dress hem ends, and here's where the skirt or the lining hem ends. I have hair in my mouth. And the sleeves are not lined, obviously, but she's included in these. There are facings, so it's gonna be hard to see because I use the same fabric, but there's a facing here. So if you wanted to go with less expensive lining fabric, you could use the self fabric just for the facings where it might poke out just a little bit, and then you're good to go. You don't see any of the lining fabric on the other side. So that is, I had to cut my skirt cross grain here to make all of my yardage work, but it's the lining, you can't see it. Anyway, it's just done really, really well. For the fabric on this, I used, this is, here, let's put this back on Lena. We'll bring Lena back into the picture, or I'll put it on a hanger. Okay, I'll just put this on a hanger. This fabric is the, one of the viscose exclusive prints from Minerva. So I bought this one, I can't remember which, it was the first round or the second round. I bought this one though, this one with my own money. I loved the print. It's got these little leopards on it with kind of a foresty feel, but I love the colors. They just felt very fall to me with like the orangey ochre. And even the background, even though it's navy, it's like a very warm navy. It almost goes a dark teal. In fact, I was playing around with using dark teal stitching, but I went with navy instead. So yeah, very warm colors, very much my color palette. And yeah, the print is just really, really fun. Alterations I made. So again, I made the size 8 with the double D bodice and graded out to a 10 at the waist, and then just did the size 10 skirt. I shortened the bodice by 1 inch, and I shortened the skirt by, oh boy, 2 inches, I think. However, now that this, I've worn this, and viscose challis or rayon challis can be kind of heavy. I mean, that's just the nature of the fiber. And I feel like the skirt is too long on me still. So I think I'm gonna go and hem it up just 1 more extra inch. So, because I think it's hitting at not a great spot on my leg right now, but taking it up that inch, I think will make it end where it's intended. So I will, in total, have taken the skirt up 3 inches. But I don't know that I would go back and alter the pattern. I think I would leave it as is with the 2 inches, because again, if I used a cotton lawn, I don't think the skirt would be too long, if that makes sense. Because I think the challis is just weighting it down a little bit. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, it just feels like a very vintage but fun and flirty dress, and I don't, even though it's a waisted dress, I don't feel like it cuts me in half like a lot do. I think the shirring in the back, which I think is a lot of fun, I think that it helps not cut me, you know, be so fitted that it's like cutting into me. You know, it feels very comfortable and can adjust as I stand and sit and all that sort of thing. Shirring is one of those things that I'm always like, ugh. You know, do I really want to, you know, get my, I have one of my bobbin cases. So I've got a, like a front loading bobbin. So my bobbin goes into a bobbin case and then it goes into the machine on my industrial machine. And I know a lot of people have messed around with the tension and stuff for shirring. I just have one bobbin case that I've drawn an S on with a permanent marker, and it's my shirring bobbin case. And I have loosened it just a little bit, but that way I don't have to worry about messing with settings. Like, that's just my shirring bobbin case. And then my other bobbin cases, because I have a few, I get them off Wall Whack, because I broke one once and then was up a creek. But my other bobbin cases are just factory as is, and the tension is fine on them, so I don't have to worry about messing back and forth with the tension on my bobbin case for that, and it works great. So usually, I mean, it's kind of annoying to have to, I have a stray thread, to have to, because I hand wind my bobbins, It's a little annoying, but it honestly goes, once I start doing it and you're going back and forth in the lines, it can get very, like therapeutic almost. And I always love the end result, so I should do it more. Anyway, this is it. This is the new Fisterra dress from Itch to Stitch. Great little piece, top or dress for the changing weather, no matter where you are. Easy to throw a little cardigan on if you're going into cooler weather, or a perfect little, or a cardigan if you're going into warm weather and it's still kind of chilly outside. So a great little transitional piece for your wardrobe. All right, guys, that's it. Hope you've enjoyed this quick little video with the newest Itch to Stitch pattern release. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.